This is your second stimulus check update and stimulus package update for Tuesday, August 18th. The Republicans are about to release later this afternoon a new stimulus bill. Brand new. It's not like any one previously. It's similar but not the same, and I'll touch on what's included in that bill later in the video. As well, Steve Mnuchin says that negotiations between him and the Democrats in the House of Representatives have been stalled still. This has been over a week that they haven't been communicating at all, essentially. As well, Walmart is reporting that their sales have decreased or are decreasing because the stimulus checks have ran out and people don't have that money. I laugh because it's a little bit funny, but it's not funny that Americans don't have that money. It's very frustrating, actually. There are reports today that the Republicans are going to release a brand new stimulus bill that does not include stimulus checks. Now, I don't know if this is just an error on the reporting side or if they haven't talked about it or whatever, but nowhere can I find stimulus checks in this bill or any report of this bill. The actual bill, like I said, will be released later this afternoon, and we'll know then what exactly is in the bill. Although I'll tell you what's in it as far as what's being reported currently. $300 a week for unemployment, PPP loans, liability protection, money for schools and testing for the virus, $10 billion for the U.S. Postal Service. And this bill is thought to be a bill in reaction to Nancy Pelosi calling the House of Representatives back into session later this week so that they can vote on a bill that would fund $25 billion to the U.S. Postal Service. So they're thinking that the Republicans are kind of doing this as a negotiation strategy, saying, hey, look, you're going to propose a bill, we're going to propose a bill too, and this is what we're proposing. So like I said, later this afternoon, that bill will be released, and we'll find out whether there are $1,200 stimulus checks in it or not. But as of right now, there are no reports of $1,200 stimulus checks in that bill, which is in fact very frustrating to hear. They've led on the American people for months now saying that they would do a second package, that it would have stimulus checks, that it would have more stimulus money to the people, and it's a bunch of bullcrap, honestly, that it hasn't come sooner, and it's a huge letdown. I mean, sorry for getting frustrated, but I am quite frustrated this morning with how these negotiations have gone and the direction that we're headed with this. As I mentioned at the beginning, Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary, he said that there still hasn't been any progress in their negotiations with the Democrats, specifically Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. He also said, quote, there's a deal to do here if the Democrats want to be reasonable. He said this in an interview just today with CNBC. He's been saying this the whole time. Of course, the Republicans think the Democrats aren't being reasonable. The Democrats think the Republicans aren't being reasonable. But money needs to get to the people. People don't have money. People are out of jobs. People need that extra money. And honestly, I mean, I'm just kind of a person of my word, I feel like. And if you say you're going to do something, you should do it. And I think that should go for politicians too. They shouldn't be excluded from that. Steve Mnuchin also said that the $10 billion for the U.S. Postal Service funding was already approved by the Democrats in previous negotiations. They already agreed that $10 billion was enough and that they didn't need the full $25 billion. So he's a little confused why they're proposing a bill for $25 billion for the post office and why they aren't just moving forward with what they've already agreed on. It's quite frustrating because just yesterday I reported that Mark Meadows said that a bill proposed by the Democrats had to have $1,200 stimulus checks and had to have benefits for those who are unemployed. But yet the Republicans go and they're saying that they're going to propose a bill later today that possibly doesn't even have stimulus checks. Like, what the heck? That's kind of ridiculous, and I'm very confused if it really doesn't have stimulus checks. Like I said, we'll know later today. As well, just a reminder, if you are a non-filer for taxes, for tax purposes, you didn't receive $500 for each of your dependents, you can go on to the irs.gov website, and on there you can fill out your dependent information and how many dependents you have and who they are, and you can get that $500 per dependent still if you didn't get it and if you're a non-filer. So go to irs.gov, go to the non-filer section, fill out that form. It'll ask for your dependents information and whatnot. Fill that out, submit it, and they'll get you your $500 per dependent that you didn't get for the first stimulus check. That's your second stimulus check update and stimulus package update for Tuesday, August 18th. I hope that you guys are doing wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. If you aren't already subscribed, you can subscribe right here. If you want more videos like this, you can watch them right here. If you haven't already liked this video, like it and share it so that more people can see it. Thank you guys so much. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.